So a couple of days ago, I did this Reddit thread. He was wondering, how do I tell my kids that it was my cheating that caused the divorce? So his wife found out that he was cheating with a woman that is 11 years younger than them. They broke up. They did not tell their kids why they broke up. Now, the man, the ex-husband, moved a couple of blocks away from his ex-wife. Now his kids can come and go as they please, despite the fact that they have a 50-50 split. The girlfriend takes exception to this because they don't get any kid free time. And the ex girlfriend, the affair partner, the current girlfriend, the affair partner is like, dude, you need to have some boundaries with your kids. And the dude is like, ma'am, I'm the one that pays the bills. So he is asking this question, and there has been an update. So that's what I'm bringing you today is the update. Okay, here's the update. He says, I took everyone's advice and involved my ex-wife in this situation. Safe to say she was pissed off at my poor choice in partners and having to deal with this BS. We got together with the girls at ex-wife's house and told them. Many of you suspected the girls already knew. Incorrect. Apparently, they thought we broke up because of my job and my refusal to accept a new one. We did not lie to them during the divorce and tell them an untrue reason. We just told them that the relationship issues are private and we would be willing to have a discussion when they were all adults. So thankfully, there was no trust lost in my ex-wife, which some of you were concerned about. All of my girls were incredibly upset. They were being cordial with my girlfriend because their mom encouraged them to be civil, but apparently hated her. They couldn't believe I would give up my wife for her, our family, and their stability, which is fair. They are refusing to see me now. My ex and I are going to get them some therapy, and I'm hopeful that over time we can rebuild a relationship. My oldest is furious and has sent me some scathing messages and then blocked me. So I'm really concerned about her and I. I missed some of her huge life events due to my affair, and I think that would be hard for her to forgive. As for the girlfriend, she's gone, plain and simple. She has her next partner lined up and is moving on to be with him. I can't say I'm hurt about that, which shows me how little I care for her. I just feel relieved. A bunch of you suggested getting back with my ex-wife. Unfortunately, that topic has been breached when the affair was discovered, and is 100% uninterested. She takes her job as a mom very seriously, and in her mind, the girls would eventually know, and it would be setting a bad example for them to take back a cheater. Even independently of that, cheating has always been a deal breaker for her. I feel bad as she was planning on moving her partner in and now feels like she has to delay it until the girls are in a better place. She was really angry with me, especially for that reason. In her anger, she's also let it slip that her and her partner are planning on marrying in the next few years and having another child. She's never shared anything personal with me past allowing me to meet her partner before the girls did, so that was a shock to me. I'm trying to process that information. That hurts more than my girlfriend cheating and leaving me, which tells me I have a lot more work to do in getting over her. There is a permanence in her marrying that I am not prepared for. It's been a sobering experience for me. Thank you to everyone who legitimately gave me advice. It was very helpful. If I could offer some advice, don't cheat on your partner. The grass is greener where you water it. And if I had taken some time, effort, energy I gave my affair partner and invested it in myself, my wife, I would be incredibly happy right now. And as a side note to all the men messaging, commenting, congratulating me for getting a younger woman, that doesn't matter. I've never looked at my ex-wife and thought she was old or unattractive, and she was better in bed than my ex-girlfriend. This had nothing to do with getting a younger woman or trading in my wife. It had to do with a self destructive ego that has led to the most important people in my life hating me. All that is irrelevant. Don't get caught up in it. Now, I will say this, y'all. I recognize that some of these Reddit threads could quite possibly be fake. Who knows? But this is a real life situation that happens. This people cheat. People cheat and end up blowing up their lives. They wreak havoc through their relationships with their children, with extended family. They jack up friendships. They jack up their jobs, all because they cannot end a relationship cleanly and move on to the next person. Relationships do end. Some do have a course, a cycle. There's highs, lows, and sometimes they come to a close. And when you don't close it off neatly, you end up jacking up relationships. And this is that type of case where it's just like now he has to sit with himself and deal with the consequences of his actions. And now his children will look at him differently, like forever, especially because they're at an age where everything that he does, they will be able to remember it and carry it into adulthood and how they handle their own relationships going forward. I am glad that the mother in this situation said, no, I'm not taking back a cheater, because yes, that normalizes cheating and just apologizing. And then, the man can just come back. Absolutely not. I know some people don't want to equate cheating with abuse, but it is mentally taxing. It's stressful. It messes up your emotions. It could potentially harm you physically if the man was out here being reckless without protection. So women, mothers with daughters, even mothers with sons need to stop allowing them to come back, because it sets a precedence that this is acceptable. If you have sons, it sets a precedence that I just have to apologize and be contrite for a couple of minutes and then she'll take me back. And for the girls, it's just like, okay, if he begs a little bit, if he gives me gifts, if he apologizes for a little bit, then I should take him back, because that's what mom did. So I am glad that he came back and gave this update. Are the comments really necessary? No, but here are some of the comments. Your ex-wife is an effing saint. You fumbled the bag. And somebody else said, over and over, he missed milestone events in his oldest daughter's life for his affair. I wouldn't forgive that. Next person, as terrible as cheating is, missing important events to cheat is infinitely worse. Cheating is harm done to their mother, which is terrible and sucks, but to miss important events to cheat is harm done to the kids, which is so selfish. Someone says, regarding your children, avoid trying to love bomb them. I was listening to the Dear Therapist podcast, and they had a different approach when a patient was estranged from a parent following divorce. The kid had essentially cut off all contact from the time she was a teenager for 20 years. They recommend making a real effort to reconnect via letters, so the kid was aware the father was there for her. The guy spent a year writing letters 2 or 3 times a week to the daughter before stopping. It might be context specific, but it would probably be better if OP at least wrote his kids letters or sent them texts or something, so they know he is thinking about them and ready to reconnect when they are at a place for it. I have no idea what he's going to do with his daughters in order to fix this, if this is fixable. But we are in the era of F around and find out. And many of these people are facing that find out season, which they should. Stop treating people like ish, because when you get that in return, you deserve it. And I'm going to leave it at that. You guys go ahead, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, share. This Reddit thread is a good one for us to start talking about boundaries and saying no. This person says, being cordial with my husband's girlfriend. Here's the backstory. My husband and I are separated going on a couple of months. He's moved in with his girlfriend and her parents. I'm living with our child and my family. Now, his girlfriend, they used to work together. When I met her at their job, I knew there was more than just she's a cool person. They followed each other's socials. She sent him a message one night at 12 a.m. He said, I'm overreacting because it was about a video game. This was last year. Last month is when I found out that they were dating. He said he never cheated on me. And yes, she admitted she had a crush on him last year, but didn't act on it until we were separated, and I shouldn't feel disrespected because she waited. The point is, I met this girl, talked to her, was friendly. Meanwhile, she was waiting for my marriage to blow up to take my spot. Now my child spends time at her house, and I don't want a messy divorce, but I can't help but feel some type of way. I do not respect her or her parents because they are enabling their daughter, who's that's shacked up with a man whose divorce isn't even final, no papers or anything. Anyway, I'm trying, but the fact that he believes I'm wrong for feeling disrespected and he's trying to force me to be cordial with them by stating that her mom invited me over and they respect me and have no bad blood with me, or telling me the nice things they would do with my son, just irritates my soul. Am I wrong for feeling this way? Women consistently need validation for feeling normal human emotions. They are going through a breakup. They're already going to be feelings, a lot of feelings that they have to work through: bitterness, anger, sadness at the fact that a relationship has fizzled out. There are so many emotions. So, no, there's no wrong in feeling the way that you feel. And there is nothing wrong with setting a boundary, saying no to an invitation. You do not have to accept an invitation just because one was extended. And you certainly do not need to commingle your life with this person that you're trying to disengage with. You have to co parent, but you do not have to you have to be cordial. You do not have to be overly friendly. They don't have to be your new best friends at all. And so, no, absolutely not wrong. Okay, some of the comments. Your feelings are not wrong. Unfortunately, I've been here too. You don't have to remain friends with them. You just have to co parent, and there are a variety of ways to do that. The next person, you are not wrong. You don't know what story they are spinning to her parents, but most likely it is not favorable to you. Absolutely. He is still married. You need to check with a lawyer and know your options. Some law firms will offer a free first consultation. If me, I would play nice while my lawyer goes after everything he can, including suing for alienation of affection if allowed in your state. That's the important thing about posting on social media. You get people to say things like this. Stand up for yourself. He is making a mockery of your marriage. Your family and your friend groups should know what he is doing. Hugs. Someone says, bingo, I've been there during all of this. Keep so calm and smile inside and let the attorneys spell it all out. I'll end it with this. You're not wrong, but you do have to be decent with them if you want a healthy co-parenting relationship. Polite greetings, and then only communicating with the ex about the kids. There's no reason to be her friend or hang out with her. So what? Her parents invited you. I declined the F out of that. You were disrespected. He wants you to be wrong because then he gets to be guilt free. Don't let the cheater dictate your feelings. Your feelings are valid. Stop communicating unless it's about the separation or the kids. There's no reason to be chummy with him or her. You can still have a mess free divorce without all being BFFs. I'm a step parent. No cheating was involved. I came into the picture 6 years after they separated, but I have no relationship with BioMom. We say hi, have each other's number for emergencies, but we don't hang out. Why would we? Because we F the same man. I have higher standards for what determines who's in and out of my life. That is a great comment, and I think that that is enough to end there. Go ahead and let me know what you think. This is a slightly different one that I've gotten in Reddit. Now, I do have a BurbNBougie community. You can see BurbNBougie at the top. You can find me there. You can post on my wall or whatever, drop links there. I just started it. It's only about 100 some odd people there. Anyways, let's get into this one. This person says, supporting a friend, a woman who's 45, with her relationship with a 27-year-old man. Off the bat, this sounds like a bunch of red flags. It sounds like either a sugar mama situation or a homosexual situation. But let's read further. Just looking for some general input. I seem to be the only friend in our friend group who's honestly supporting my friend's relationship with her boyfriend. She's 45, had been seeing him, 27, for 10 months. They met online and went out about 3 times before becoming exclusive. I think this is his first long-term relationship, and she is a divorcee with no kids. I figured that if things are to fall apart, it didn't need help from me, so I've maintained my support. If nothing else, the guy will have picked up some good habits from his time with an older woman who is not about games and is stable financially, emotionally. What I have noticed is the guy is a tad insecure. He seems to worry that she will break up with him over some minor things or thinks she can find someone better. She isn't looking, to my knowledge. What I've noticed about her is that she's stepped into the mothering type role. She is not supporting him financially, but she's building up his self esteem, giving him good advice for dealing with his work, helping him with grooming and styling. They do not live together, but I've heard him pressing her for a key, and she says he doesn't need a key since he pays no bills in her house. Is there something I should be looking for or doing as a supportive friend to her? Are there red flags that we should be on the lookout for? I thought this would eventually fall through because of the age gap, because he's a relationship newbie, or she would tire of his insecurities, but I'm not trying to instigate anything. Thanks in advance for your input, questions, or perspectives. For me personally, I don't like these big age gap, no matter who is older, the man or the woman. There is an imbalance there there's a power imbalance that is already inherently built in, where there will be some insecurities, and the person does get to step in and be more of a leader role or a parent role. And that is not what a relationship is to me. So I think that this is a red flag. And yes, it could be mutually beneficial. She's getting the friendship that she's looking for, and maybe it's not such a bad thing if there's no using both ways and both people are getting something out of it, feeling supported and being supportive. So age gap relationships are not always just a bad thing, but in general, I am not a big fan of it just because of the experience, the power differential that is possible, and the fact that it's more like parental versus just like a normal romantic partner. That man could literally be her child with that age gap. I don't personally care for it, but y'all can wait. This person responded with, "What a kind, supportive friend. Just reading about dating this guy sounds exhausting. As a 45-year-old, no way I would be more than friends with a man that young, especially if I felt I had to mother him in any way. Helping with grooming, ugh, I feel the same way. And if he pressed me for a key to nest and rest in my house, the audacity, even when they're insecure. This dude sounds like bad news all around, not just clueless. I go so far as to consider him to be potentially manipulative or dangerous. I suggest asking the friend how she feels about those aspects of their relationship. Hopefully, she's already rightfully suspicious or having doubts, which a friend could validate." This person gave something insightful, and I pretty much agree with those points, because we might think that he's insecure, but he could literally be plotting. You never know. Anyways, I want y'all to go ahead and weigh in on this one. Like I said, it's slightly different. I like slightly different. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Oh, and if you want to, go ahead, find me on Reddit and on YouTube, BurbNBougie on both.